My truck camper comes apart on purpose. When we built this truck camper, we discussed making something that was modular, something that would be easy to take apart, easy to store, and easy to work on and improve. And I think we were able to do that mostly. So the question is, after 2 years on the road, would I build it this way again? Let's talk about it. When we built this truck camper, I wasn't sure how much I was going to be taking this on and off the truck. And I wanted something that I could take apart and store in a garage or a shed or something like that if I needed to. I also wanted something that was easy to put on and off with just two people. And so making this truck camper come apart into smaller pieces made a whole lot of sense at the time. If you haven't watched the build videos for this truck camper, you may not know how it comes apart. But essentially, there are six main pieces. There is a panel that goes against the back of the truck window. Then there are two side panels, the panel with the door in it. There's a bed platform and then the roof itself. Technically, there's also some sidewalls that flip up, but when it's collapsed down, it's really those six pieces that you're going to be seeing. Now, I do really like the modular design, and when we were building it, it worked wonderfully. So we were able to put different pieces on and off the truck. I could go ahead and lift most of those pieces individually. The only two that are heavier and a little too large and awkward to lift yourself are going to be the bed platform and the roof. But the four walls of the main camper piece that sits on my truck bed are all small, lightweight, and easy to move around by yourself. We've connected the pieces essentially with some metal bracketing and screws. There is some weather stripping in between to keep it nice and weather tight, and that part has gone great. I have not had any leaking at the seams of the pieces that are actually screwed together. But the question was, would I build it this way again? And to be honest, I'm not sure that I would. First off, the truck camper has stayed on my truck almost the whole time that I've had it. So I'm not taking it on and off regularly, and I'm not storing it in a garage. There's two reasons for this. One is that I've been renting a kind of apartment townhouse without a garage, so I don't have somewhere to store it off the truck. The other is I honestly haven't come up with a good way to get the truck camper on and off myself yet. So that's a project for 2026, but for right now, it's not easy to take on and off. We have had the truck camper off once. We were able to get it off with two people, but when we went to unscrew the bed platform from the lower pieces to make it easier to lift, it didn't come apart. Oops. So when I had done the PMF for this truck camper, I had only let it dry for like a day or two before I tightened it all together and drove to Alaska. And it's really stuck tight together. So even though these are modular units, when we took the truck camper off of my pickup truck, attempted to unscrew the bed platform to lift it off separately, we weren't able to get it apart while it was on the truck. So I need to take it off again at some point here in the future and really like pry it apart. But I haven't done that yet. So once I get an easier way to get this on and off myself, we'll go ahead and take it off and I'll try to pry it apart and get each of the pieces separated again. But the bed platform is like really tightly stuck to the lower four walls. So that's going to be a bit of an issue to get that apart. So if you do end up making a modular design, make sure that you have some good separation, something that's not going to adhere to itself, like PMF to PMF, in between the top of the walls and the platform on the top. However, the thing I like the most about having it modular at this point is that I have been considering making a couple small design changes specifically to the back panel and the way that the door is sitting in there. And if I want to change that, it's going to be super easy because I only have to change one panel at a time. So same goes, like if I wanted to make changes to the sides or to just the bed platform and not the bottom, I don't have to scrap the whole project and I can just change an individual piece. So that's a wonderful feature of the modularity. Now, I know that I said that I wouldn't necessarily build this truck camper in a modular fashion again. So would I recommend a modular design for someone else? Honestly, it really comes down to how much you're going to store it. I think the biggest advantage to having a modular truck camper is that it's super flexible. When you're not traveling, you can disassemble it and store it. It's also easier to repair or modify pieces. It's a little bit like having a Lego camper. You can just make adjustments and improve little parts at a time, and you don't have to build an entire new one. That being said, the modular design does mean more joints and seams and hardware. There's more chance for things to loosen or leak. Again, I have not had leaking in between the original seams. All the little leaking issues I've had have been with the hinged sidewalls and some of the gapping when the walls are up there, not with the truck camper when it's all the way down, except for a tiny little bit of leaking if it rains really, really hard through the piano hinge between the roof and the bed platform on the front of the truck camper. That's the only spot I've ever gotten any water in with the original 6 pieces. All the leaking that I've had with this truck camper has been when it's been popped up and the sidewalls are up, because that we didn't spend as much time really getting tight seals for. Again, if you've watched the build videos, you might know this already, but we were originally going for a full pop-up and transitioned to a wedge at the last minute. And we would transition to the wedge. We just didn't have as much time for engineering and making things kind of perfectly the way we wanted it. I was a little bit worried that the modular design, because it has more of those joints and seams, would not hold up as well to all the like off-road travel. I was thinking a solid shell design might handle the vibration and flex a little bit better, but honestly, I haven't had any problems yet with anything loosening up or having trouble on the rough roads. So again, if I was starting all over from scratch, I might not make it as modular because I haven't been storing it as much as I thought that I would. But this modular design has given me freedom to change the camper in little pieces. And honestly, I love that. And that's one of the best features of a DIY build, is that you can change it, it can grow with you, you can keep making improvements. So that's my take after traveling with this modular setup. It is definitely a solid build for me, and I've been happy. But I think anytime anyone builds anything themselves, there's always something that you would change or do differently in the next build. So that's our quick video for today. Thanks everyone for watching. It's always nice to have you here.